So you have these red flags and these things to notice, and that's useful, but then what do you do about it, right? Like, especially if it's in family. How do you deal with these people if you can't just cut them out? Because if you can cut them out and that serves you, I totally give you permission to do that. Like, harmful people, in my experience, don't really change. They don't stop being harmful just because their harmful behavior is pointed out to them. Usually they have some kind of possibly personality disorder, or I don't know, they're just real invested in being a jerk. And we don't need to be the jerk whisperer. We just need to get away from them. But if you can't get away from them because they're a part of a family gathering, or they're a part of a circle of friends where that's what you're stuck with right now, or whatever, you need some strategy about how to deal with them. One of the main things to recognize is that you have a difference in ability. You're more powerful than they are. Even if their tactics are very powerful, they have little to no ability to adapt and change tactics. They pretty much have this one strategy, and they can't vary from it. So knowing that that's what they're going to do, learn to adapt around it. Also change your expectations, and this is one that's really often hard for people. It is absolutely unrealistic to expect any change or shared concern for your needs from people who are harmful. They aren't going to get better. They aren't going to start caring. It's not because something's wrong with you. It's just how they are. And it's not a flaw in you. You just need to get away from them or change how you relate to them and stop expecting them to be different. And just make whatever changes you need to make, understanding that they're going to behave this way. I say that in communication, we always have one of three goals: connection, negotiation, or protection. With harmful people, the goal is always protection first. And be crystal clear on your walk away and safety conditions, your deal breakers. Absolutely. Before you start dealing with any of these difficult or harmful people, know what you will and you won't put up with. And it's as simple as, if you don't stop yelling, I'm going to hang up the phone. And you don't yell it at them. You don't need to scream it. It's just a condition. You know, if you're going to insist upon talking about political stuff that I don't want to talk about, I'm going to leave the table. It's not to be a threat. It's not incendiary. It's just know your walkaway conditions. And you can either verbalize them or you can just act on them. But this is important because, again, they're not going to change. So do what you need to do to protect yourself. You don't have to sit in a toxic stew just to be polite, because they don't care anyway. It's not going to make a difference. And they might complain about it and they might slander you, but they're going to do that anyway. They're going to find a reason and a way to be a jerk. Here are a few resources for folks. There's a book called Stop Walking on Eggshells that's phenomenal. There's another book called Psychopath Free. There's a lot of books about narcissists, antisocial personality disorder, and there's some about borderline. BPD Central is a great resource if you're curious about borderline personality disorder, Narcissism Survivor, and this is a wonderful article about gaslighting. For this holiday season, I really encourage you to do your best to take care of yourself, protect yourself from people who don't feel good to you. You don't need to stay with them. You don't need to stay around them. Limit your time with them and try not to take them so seriously. Just see them for who they are and adapt around them.